We are one. We are one. Scott Friedman.
We are one. This speech is intended to challenge you emotionally and intellectually. And you thought you had the day off. No. It's also intended to be engaging and entertaining. So if you hear the person next to you snoring, give them the elbow. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters, but more importantly, welcome, members of humanity. In this speech, we're going to go through several steps in deepening our consciousness to where we understand and relate to the fact that we're all one. Following that, I'm going to give you some examples, real-life examples, my favorite kind, of how you can employ this and what the impact is. So let's start at our first level of consciousness. Scott, are you crazy? How can you say we're all one? I'm me, you're you. We're not all one. We always start with where we are, and that's where most of us are. The next level of consciousness is we see ourselves in other people. I see myself in Lena. I want to grow and develop just like you do. I see myself in Ken Smith, although I don't see him at the moment. There he is. Ken wants to support people, be kind, and lift people up. I do too. I see myself in other people. That's a step, but it's still not getting us to we are one. Level deeper. Sometimes my wife and I, we get into these giggle fits. And we're laughing and laughing, and pretty soon we forgot what we were laughing about, but we can't stop. And it doesn't matter how hard our cheeks hurt and how strained our stomach is, we just keep laughing. It's a shared experience. We all have shared experiences. That's on the way to experiencing we're all one, but it's not there yet. Deeper level. Some of you may have known there was an election last year. And this is where I'm going to challenge you to be emotionally honest. Because everybody in the world experienced some kind of change with that election, emotionally. And we were all affected in some manner, if we're honest, by that election. And you know why that is? That's because we're all one, and what happens in the world affects us. I'm really going to challenge you to be honest and accept the fact that not only does the world affect us, we affect the world too. And what we do impacts the world. Let's talk about how we can take that consciousness of what we do affects the world and apply it where we are effectively, that both improves our life but also shifts that global perspective away from the concept that we win by defeating the competition and towards the understanding of what's true is we win by lifting everybody up. First example. I'm a tennis player. I'm going to tennis camp in Santa Barbara for the weekend and I am jazzed. My wife is not jazzed. I always believe that the solution to any problem is to be more honest. This is what I told my wife. I said, I need to do this for my own health and well-being. And you have almost as great a stake in my health and well-being as I do. Because I promise you, and I've shown over 30 years of marriage, that the stronger and more capable I am, the better job that I'm going to do of supporting, loving, caring, and nurturing you. She still wasn't so excited about it, but one of the things I know about my wife is she is honest. And she would not dispute that, and she begrudgingly let me go. It has application in business. when I'm meeting with my clients about mortgages and we talk about fees, the default for people is zero-sum thinking. The more you make, the more I have to pay. Not excited about this. We are all one perspective says what's fair is best for everybody. And we need to have a discussion about what's fair and come to an agreement about that in order to proceed. In more than 10 years of doing this, nobody has ever fought me on that one. No one has ever pushed back. Because it's true. And truth has weight. A third way that we can embody that consciousness that we're all one in our life and shift the global consciousness as part of that. And this is tremendously self-serving, but not entirely, because we're all one. So anything that serves me serves you too. I want opportunities to share how we're all one with your business, at your whole place of worship, in your club. If you can get me on as a presenter of a unique perspective on talk shows, particularly the ones that say they represent all perspectives, they're not representing the we are all one perspective. As I said, the solution to every problem in my world is being more honest. And because of that is why I wrote this book, Healing Ourselves, Healing the World. Because what's true, if we're really honest, is that when we heal ourselves, we do get stronger. And when we do get stronger, we are making a contribution to the world. Just as I said in that previous example. Not only does the world impact us, we impact the world. So when we heal ourselves, we are healing the world. And when we get stronger, we impact more people. We resonate with more people. Which is why I wrote this book, The Dynamics of Global Leadership. Because the more we can relate and accept the impact in the world, the more we can experience that we are all one. We are all one.